Queens. I'm in Moscow, Russia, and today I have a special opportunity to hang out with Chef Vladimir from White Rabbit. And White Rabbit is not only one of the best restaurants in Moscow, but one of the best restaurants in the entire world. I really respect Chef Vladimir for his dedication, for his passion, preserving of forwarding Russian food and cuisine. I'm not sure all that's going to happen, but we're going to eat amazing Russian food. I'm going to share the entire experience of eating at White Rabbit, all the decoration and all of the dishes with you, and I'm going to share all the food with you in this video.
Bây giờ mời các bạn theo chân của anh Mặc Quen nhé, để ta đi khám phá ẩm thực của người Nga.
Yeah, I got the chills outside for a little bit. Okay, we are on our way.
Anh ta đang ở trong cái thành phố Moscow đó.
Oh yeah, snow.
Nghe giới thiệu có vẻ là hấp dẫn lắm đó. Các bạn để xem phải ăn những cái gì nha.
The aromas of food, and this is his whole team, some of his chefs from White Rabbit who have come together. They're making a traditional Russian breakfast, and he said, chef said that they often come together to hang out, to team building, and just enjoy. This is going to be a massive traditional Russian breakfast.
Cái này là mới ăn sáng thôi đó nha. Là thấy cái gì mà có trứng cá ngon quá.
So we have also the poppy seeds cake, cabbage cake as well. So this is a different like berries cake.
Trứng cá ngon quá.
Big pot of borscht, and this is actually going to be my first time to try really borscht. It smells so good. This is just beyond anything I had imagined. I don't think anything can beat this. Breakfast or an entire Russian feast at 9 a.m. with the entire White Rabbit family and Chef Vladimir. The different varieties. It is absolutely stunning.
Small beef.
Đồ ngon không nha?
Thank you so much. So it's a spicy sour cream on the right.
Yes, sour cream with a jika. Jika, it's like special we mix sour cream, yes.
Okay. Yeah, so first thing to begin with, this is rye bread, and they made a special sour cream with, I think it's called jika, which is a chili paste.
Ở bên Nga thì ăn chắc cũng không có đắt đỏ lắm đâu. Tại vì cái GDP của người Nga thì một năm có 10.000 đô la, cũng là ngang ngửa với cái đời sống của Mã Lai, của Malaysia. Thành ra nên ở đây mình nghĩ là giá cả nó không có cao đâu. Nước Nga thì đồ sộ to lớn như vậy, nhưng mà coi chứ dân chúng không có giàu lắm. Nhiều người cũng còn nghèo.
The smokiness of the beef, and then that sour tartness of the
nhưng mà đồ ăn thấy ngon quá.
That is stunning. That is like a soup of dreams right there.
Cabbage. So usually
cabbage with egg in a Russian, like a bread cake kind of pie.
Pie, yeah. Right.
It's a pie, okay. Oh, Bill. There's Bill in there too.
Just put on it, yeah. No.
Trời ơi, trứng cá quá trời. Ở bên Nga này có vẻ là con cá này, con cá một cái trứng này nè, nhiều lắm, nó rẻ nữa.
So this is a palm dumplings. Comes to Russia from China, but now with the golden silk away, real Russian, yeah.
Okay, next course is the pilmenya. And these are the Russian dumplings filled with a combination of pork and beef, and you can see even the black pepper.
Giống hoành thánh của Tàu á ha.
Oh wow. those are spectacular. So good. They're like mix of beef and pork, kind of like oniony in the center, and then with that rich cream and the black pepper in there.
Cái nước Nga cũng văn minh tiên tiến, thành ra nên là mình thấy đồ ăn, đồ uống, đồ nó cũng ngon lắm.
Radicha, right? Radicha. Ah, radicha. I don't think I've ever eaten this before.
Yeah, just buy it.
Yeah, it's a little bit bitter, but not like overpowering bitter. And juicy and crisp, and that texture just kind of like, it just like silks. It's like silky, crunchy. And so next up we're having pie, another pie, but this one is filled with a type of cheese and then berries all on top. It's beautiful to look at.
Bánh ở trên có giống như là dâu á. Dâu nó đổ lên trên mặt.
Stuffed full. All right. Oh, wow. That's like a really, really hearty, really thick cheesecake. The contrast with the berries are really nice and tart and sour, not too sweet, but like perfectly contrasting the richness of that cheese. That is so good. So we finished with breakfast. That was world-class, spectacular, an extraordinary Russian breakfast in Moscow with Chef Vladimir and his entire White Rabbit team. Thank you so much. And they just invited us. They welcomed us like family. That was truly special.
Có bà xã của anh Mạc quen ngồi ở sau xe đó.
He invited us to lunch at a restaurant that he said we cannot leave Moscow without trying. So he booked us in. We're gonna go lunch there, and then later tonight at 6 p.m. is when we'll go to White Rabbit for the entire menu.
Bây giờ là anh tới ăn là ăn trưa nha. Hồi nãy là mới ăn sáng thôi. Hồi nãy ăn sáng chắc có lẽ là người ta mời hay sao á. Ăn thấy nguyên một cái bàn nữa mà không có thấy tính tiền. Anh đang ở cái thành phố là Moscow, tức là thành phố thủ đô của Nga Xô.
Huge. The sidewalks are so wide. A wonderful city for walking around apart from the harsh weather conditions of Moscow.
Ở bên cái xứ này đó, cái gì cái vấn đề mà tuyết lạnh đâu đó là số 1 luôn.
Maybe on the upstairs level up there. The restaurant is called LICH. I'm gonna go inside and
cái nước Nga nó to lớn nhưng mà cái chỗ ấm áp thì nó không có bao nhiêu hết á. Cái tuốt ở dưới cái hướng nam thì còn trên hướng bắc thì thôi thua luôn. Anh đang vô cái nhà hàng đó để coi anh ăn cái gì đây nha. Nhà hàng cũng lớn quá ha.
Wanted me to come here especially for their bread because they have this absolutely stunning, it almost looks like a spaceship. Like in the center of the restaurant is where they're really making the flatbreads with that circular wood burning oven, but here at the back of the restaurant is where they're really baking the breads, the art of baking the breads, the sourdough. I believe 2 types of rye bread, but the rye bread I really like. It's
cái bánh mì của nó ngộ quá.
It is extraordinary.
Tròn mà nó nướng mà.
It is amazing, and then with that smoked butter. So sitting back down to try some of the bread. There's sourdough, there's rye, and just you can smell the aroma of the bread so strongly. And then it's served with their smoked butter. And I love this knife. It's just a straight piece of wood.
Cái đó là cái cục bơ đó nha.
Into a butter knife with the real handle still.
Nó cho trong cái hộp đó là bánh mì nó tới 3-4 thứ luôn.
The smokiness of the butter and that rye bread is so good. Absolutely outstanding. It's like the texture of cake, but savory and fluffy and slightly tart. Just outstanding. And with that smoky butter, the bread's here. Unbelievable. And then for appetizer, I got the beef tartare, which is the minced raw beef, and it's topped with Russian red caviar. And again, they really focus on the breads here, so this is another type of.
Cái này mới là món tráng miệng thôi nha. Cái bánh mới nói giống như cái bột bánh pizza ha. Chà, trứng cá đồ dữ quá. Ngon à.
The dill in there, maybe a little bit of horseradish, but then that caviar, those eggs.
Ở bên Nga này chắc có lẽ là ăn giá cả chắc không có mắc lắm đâu. Để lát nữa là coi nó tính tiện vô.
The perfect texture of that bread is perfectly gooey. It just is perfectly cooked with a little bit of an herb taste. Crispy, gooey, perfection.
Thấy bánh mì của nó coi ngộ vậy không? Nó nướng cục tròn vậy. Bây giờ là ảnh đang có 2 món nữa, đây coi cái gì đây. Cái này là thịt bò nấu với đậu, còn cái kia là khoai tây. Khoai tây hấp.
With the beef cheek. Look at how tender that is.
Ngon quá. Rồi nó nấu mềm luôn á.
That's like one of the most tender pieces of meat I've ever put in my mouth. It just like goes apart in your mouth.
Ngon quá.
That is just mixed all the way through, and like giving the meat a sauce in its own.
Cái đó sao mà nó giống không phải đậu phộng mà nó là cái gì á.
Okay, now for the milk mushrooms and the potatoes, and again, the mix of mushrooms. I think there's some sour cream on here. The truffle that's on there.
Cái đó là khoai tây với lại nấm rơm.
Those milk mushrooms.
Ngon á, đồ ăn thấy ngon á.
They have this amazing snap to them. These mushrooms are not chewy at all. They just immediately snap with like a cartilagey kind of crunch to them. And that's definitely, that cream on there is definitely smoked as well. Maybe smoked sour cream. So much smokiness. Sprinkle on a little bit of pepper. An amazing lunch, and I especially love the atmosphere, like the chill, the energy there, and then the whole open kitchen and the bread. Go there for the bread. Okay, next up, White Rabbit.
Bây giờ là anh nói là anh đi tới anh ăn thịt thỏ nha. Cái nhà hàng này nó tên là Thỏ Trắng chứ. Nhà hàng Thỏ Trắng. Nhưng mà để vô đây coi chắc là nó có thỏ trong này rồi.
Hello. Thank you. Just arrived to the restaurant. This is easily the coolest setting, the most beautiful, most like ornate, outstanding views setting of any restaurant I've ever been to anywhere. The like glass dome shape, the views over the
cái nhà hàng này ban đêm nó làm coi có vẻ hấp dẫn quá ha.
With a view. It's impressive. Basket of bread has arrived, and again, I immediately spot that rye bread. That rye bread is incredible. With the coriander seeds on top, I'm going to go for some of that butter. There's sunflower seeds on top of that butter as well with that butter.
Bánh mì đen này ngon lắm đó nha.
And you can never get tired. Their rye bread, fermented sour taste, the smoothness of it, the bubbly perfectness of it. It's such good bread. And with that coriander seed, just like a subtle spice, a coriander crust. I guess we're going to be eating the contrast menu, which is the chef's menu. set menu, so it comes with a variety of different dishes, and especially representing like elements, the sea, different continents, flora and fauna, fire, water, bittersweet, past, present, so especially represent that in the forest, the elements, the ingredients.
Rice salted by Russian recipe with the salt, pepper, garlic, and dill. We serve the dish with the bulgar. Bulgar, it's very old Russian traditional alcohol drink. It's not a vodka, it's much older. And our bulgar is made from rye and wheat. And this bulgar is produced specialized for the white rabbit and specialized for the our tasting menu. I need your hands, palms up. You can smell it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a main ingredient for our bulgar and you can smell it. And now your hands is already clean.
Yeah.
And you can drink your bulgar in one step. And after that you can try Populardo only by your hands.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, that's very cool. Okay, in Russian style, she said to take this all in one mouthful, one shot. That's great. It's wonderful. And then follow it with it's called, but it's neither fish nor fowl. It is actually coconut, like made to be like lardo, but it's actually made from coconut. Oh, wow. That's like such incredibly soapy coconut. It has a slight crunch to it, a very light pickle briny taste to it. And with rye bread on the bottom. That's extremely refreshing. Just like purely good. It's an absolute beauty of a dish. It's a sunflower then filled with smoked Russian black caviar. The presentation, the connection to nature, the blossom of the sunflower. Yeah, that's beautiful. And kind of scoop out the caviar. Caviar's on the top, and then there's something in the center. Oh, and that, oh, they are sunflower seeds. Oh yeah, you can see it's like a, you can see the sunflower seeds in the bottom there. Okay. Oh, wow. That smoky caviar. And it tastes like they have a soaked texture because they're softer, but you still have that crunch, and then it's like wrapped up in this really like ultra flavorful something. I don't know how to explain that. That's just a combination, that caviar, sunflower, but the nuttiness of both just are blended. That's extraordinary. Okay, this one is called Red Square. Oh, that's stunning. In texture, it's kind of like caramely gooey. Red caviar, salmon roe on that, maybe that top layer. But then like the creaminess and that base, again, of like rye bread, I believe. It's just the contrasts. That's just genius flavor.
Để coi anh ăn cái gì đây.
On top, crispy chips from a celery on a tree. You can eat these small dishes with your spoon.
This is a special from Chef Vladimir. It's not on the menu. This is off the menu that he's given us. It's an entire tree with dish, though. What a presentation. Okay, so I'm going to start with the fish with aioli.
Cái này nó lấy cái vỏ con hào mà nó đựng.
Wow, you need to try that fish. You don't need to chew.
Nó đựng con cá ở trong
zero
này.
little strings to the fish at all. It just
Chứ không phải là thịt con hào nha.
It melts in your mouth. And then after that, grab this guy.
Ôi sao nó,
Dehydrated, crispy.
nó đem cái đó lại để ăn như cái đó à? Mà tưởng đâu là cái bông nó chưng chứ.
Kind of sweetness and saltiness to it. Possibly that's seaweed powder, because that has so much umami, such a depth of flavor. I love how that fish just dissolves in your mouth, and then with the crunch, that combination. Wow. The next dish now is from the contrast menu, the Russia, but then Europe and Asia, with a scallop carpaccio represents from Europe, and then ponzu sauce, which represents Asia, but then Russia is an infusion of the raspberry sauce, which is very traditional, and a spoonful of guacamole.
Cái này hình như là
That is stunning. I want to mop up all that sauce.
đậu biển mà, để
And the
coi là
size,
nó
that's
cái
just
gì.
one slice of a scallop. That has to be a huge scallop.
Scallop là con
The contrast of flavors. The sweet raspberry.
con
that
gì
scallop
quên mẹ
that
nó
just,
tiếng Việt
again,
Nam rồi.
literally dissolves on your tongue without chewing it. Like they're just the very light herbs, the very like
Cái
flower
con mà
petals.
trắng trắng mà
Just
cái
all
cục
like
tròn
blends
tròn
together.
cứng cứng nó giống
Little
cũng như
harmony in your mouth
là
at once. And then add some of the avocado.
là con
This
trong
next
con
one,
nghèo vậy đó.
put that entire flour on top of it as well. And this one also comes with that herb. And again, you want to mop up all of that raspberry sauce. That's sweet. It's like, I mean, it's like sweet jam. So like the tartness, the sweetness of that raspberry is immediately what hits you. And then you've got some extra creaminess from the avocado this time. The flour, the herb, the scallop.
From our chef.
This is another special from Chef Vladimir, not on the menu, but an extra. They brought a whole pumpkin with pickles inside, pickling inside. Just the aroma, as soon as you lifted that lid, you can smell the dill, you can smell the brininess, the sourness of it.
Dưa leo.
I
Dưa leo
love
nó
this
làm
style
chua
of
á.
pickle because it's completely non-sweet, not too sour. It's more of like a salt pickle. It's so crisp is what it is. It's not even crunchy. It's crispy, and just the dill flavor. Oh yeah. Oh, something else is coming.
It's good cucumber. It's a contrast between a sea and a land. It's our baked potatoes with a sea urchin's caviar inside.
And as I was taking a bite of that pickle, she came with the centerpiece dish, which is spectacular, but we'll come right back for that after tasting the pickle. Oh, that contrast. Again, the crispiness of the pickle, the cream, the
Đồ ăn
sweet
thấy
honey,
có vẻ ngon
the
quá đó.
balance. Those pickles are unbelievable. This is one of the more spectacular dishes I've seen, and also genius of the
Hồi
chef.
nãy giờ ảnh
First
ăn
side
sao
on
không
the
thấy
right
ảnh
hand side is a big potato, which
nói
is
giá cả
charcoal,
gì hết, không biết.
like burnt, roasted on the outside. Then the potato is refilled on the inside with the sea urchin
Chắc
on
có lẽ
top
cũng không
and
có
the
đắt lắm
soy
đâu.
sauce kind of glaze on top. And then the other contrast on the other side, sitting on the ice, which the sea urchin is taken out and put on the potato, but then replaced with orange, little slices of orange. So first take the potato and sea urchin. Wow. Mashed potatoes will never be the same again, ever. It's like smoky, ultra creamy mashed potatoes without being too rich. Then with the sea urchin, that's like sweet at the end. Okay, and now for a contrast of the orange.
Cái đó là cam đó nha.
It's like a salty orange though.
Cái muối cam.
You taste a little bit of salt, and then it goes to sweet and juicy, and immediately follow that with another bite of the potato and the sea urchin. The sea urchin like almost blends into the potato, but then
Còn cái đó
at the
là
end you
khoai
taste the
tây.
difference in the texture and the flavor.
Khoai tây với cái gì á.
And I got a little hint of, I think, coriander seed in the potato as well. That is extraordinary. I'm gonna go ahead and say that was the greatest potato dish I've ever had, and now this is just like a one biter to finish that course. All right, next course, and this is a soup, but it's so much greenery, so many vegetables, so many microgreens, and actually on the menu it is called Fire and Water. I think especially because the rye bread. So you got the rye bread in one hand, and then you take a bite of this. Oh, these are the milk mushrooms again. Oh, and there is cream in there. Okay, wonderful.
Cái này nó súp không giống súp mà nó cái gì ạ?
Almost impossible to fully explain because there's so much going on. What I love the most though immediately is you taste like a punch of sourness. And then you get the crunch of the mushrooms, then you get the greenness of some of the herbs, then you taste the dill, you taste the fresh horseradish. It's a medley. It's an entire garden in your spoon in a soup, and the richness of the sour cream. I love that sourness.
This one is one of the most popular Vladimir Mukin's dishes. We put the whole cabbage, just throw it in the grill, you know, like in the charcoal, which are burning, and then it becomes like completely black outside, and inside it becomes so, you're going to try, so juicy and creamy and everything.
Wow. Okay, so the next dish is fortune, poor and rich. And so the contrast, he takes a cabbage, they roast it, blacken it, and then peel it. So you've got the heart of the cabbage, which is really juicy on the inside. That's the poor. The rich is caviar. I think she said 3 types of caviar in a sauce that they pour on top of that.
Cái này cải bắp á, mà nó
Just like every single dish is a surprise. This one is the serious sweetness of the
nó
cabbage.
đổ
of the
cái
red
nước
cabbage,
sốt
the
với trứng
ultimate
cá lên.
smokiness and juiciness of it. With that caviar sauce is so rich and creamy. Amazing. Okay, so next dish is directions north and south of Russia. So the different ingredients come from a contrast of locations, but the main part of the dish is black cod, and then there's wild mushrooms, there's onion ash. You can just feel that's going to be butter. And I think get a little bit of everything on one bite. I'm going to try some of those mushrooms as well, some of the onion ash. That's
Cái
awesome.
món cái con cá này cũng ngon quá ha.
The juiciness of that fish with like a hint of a sweet glaze. And those
Nhìn
mushrooms are
nhìn
just
thấy
like
ngon quá.
crispy. Has a little bit of like an almost miso Japanese flavor to that glaze on the fish as well.
Pear, but not the pear. You can find inside it's a sorbet from melon.
Honey wine.
Yeah.
Another special from Chef Vladimir, and I think from the chef's table, some of the dishes. But this is she's like, it's a pear, but it's not a pear. It is a pear bowl. Inside is a fruit frozen sorbet, and then she poured on from this huge bottle. She poured on some honey wine or some kind of a honey liquor.
Cái này giống như kem vậy mà nó lấy cái trái lê, nó khoét lỗ nó đổ vô trong.
Running out of adjectives. And I'm not going to say oh wow again. But that is like, I love it. It's like melony. I mean, this is just a palate cleanser. Everything you could possibly want in a palate cleanser. It's so smooth, it's so fruity, it's so not too sweet.
Very famous question in the world. What was it first?
Now, this is
Nhưng
the
mà
main
sao mà
course dish.
đồ ăn sao mà nhiều quá trời không biết.
It's been a lot of food. I have to admit, I'm not full. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. This is it's quail, and on the menu, this one is actually called the the end in the beginning. And she mentioned like what comes first, the chicken or the egg.
Cái này là con chim cút
This
á.
is a quail. There's an egg. There's truffle
Chim cút với lại cái trứng cút.
The nails poke over the edge of the plate too. Fantastic presentation here too. Dig in with my knife.
Một cái đùi của chim
The
cút.
tenderness of that, with all of that truffle. Tastes like.
Đồ ăn có vẻ ngon quá.
It's so soft and tender, and like that skin has just like melted into the meat. It's like a paste. And is that, I don't know if they're the organs, or should I try the egg next? Oh, she said like, hey, the egg is stuffed. I think there's liquid inside the egg. Oh, wow. Here, you gotta taste the egg. It's one of those squirters, but it's like smoky yolk, you can feel like a poof of smoke and liquid is released when you pop that egg. Do not pop it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's boneless. A hint of bitterness to contrast the sweetness, the glaze,
Đồ ăn thấy ngon quá.
And those are just like little segments of like grilled, roasted lime pulp. That's genius. This sweet, sour, glazy, rich, and refreshing. Everything to pick this guy up. I mean, drumsticks are just made to be handheld. They're just so tender and fatty. Okay, and after we smelled the aroma that we liked, I wasn't sure how it was going to pertain to the meal, but I got it. My new perfume. I'm coming home with this, so I'm going to smell like this from now on. Now we're starting on the desserts, and there's 4 different desserts on the contrast menu. Lettuce, avocado, and onion. but it's like iceberg lettuce that's made into crunchy chips with an avocado glaze, I think, and I think it really is a salad, but it's maybe a sweet salad.
Cái đó là cái món salad nhưng mà sao mà nó làm
Those are very, very thin, crispy and sweet. Avocado, herbs.
Nó chiên hay nó làm gì mà sao cái miếng salad cứng ngắc không biết.
I really like that mix of herbs though, with the sweetness to contrast it. Okay, and next dessert, and it's made from a combination of beets and burnt hazelnuts, and you kind of eat it your own style, and then you're supposed to see what kind of pattern is on the plate that you leave, and that's going to give you a side, potentially. Oh, it's like a sorbet too? Look at the color of that. Oh, that's fantastic. Like beetroot sorbet, so it has that earthiness to it, and with like, that tastes like cheese with the hazelnut. It's like cheesy foam. It's like a reinvention of a cheesecake. Cheesecake that we had in the morning with the berries on top. If I close my eyes, that's exactly the traditional Russian food correspondent that this belongs to.
It's a contrast between the past and the future. Are you ready?
Okay. Oh yeah. That is very cool. With the application, it's like this little cookie. There's condensed milk and birch bast. And then when she puts that application, you can see a flower growing out of it, a very colorful flower. It's good. It's just very sweet, so like I couldn't eat a lot of it at once, but it's like a rich, creamy chocolate almost. And I think as it gets a little later, they start cranking up the music a little louder.
Your last dessert in our edition set is a sita. It's our homemade sweet candy with a great juice inside and with a leaf gold on top. And we serve this candy on our Russian Abashevskaya toy. This is handmade toy, and this toy is produced in Spassk town in Penza area in Russia, specialized for the white rabbit.
This is such a cool dessert. I love how Chef has brought in the Russian culture to this meal as well. And this is a kid's toy from a part of Russia. It's a whistle, actually. You blow the tail is a whistle, but he's set a chocolate on top. Oh, it's pure liquid on the inside. The chocolate is really thin, like for a liquid chocolate. I mean, with liquid in the inside, that's one of the thinnest chocolate outsides I've ever had. It's so delicate, so thin, and it tastes like grape juice. I believe grape juice, or grape. It's definitely a grape flavor that just bursts out. Oh, that was so good. And now I gotta blow the whistle. Whoa, that's heavy. Oh, that's awesome. That sounds like it's like a horn. It's like blowing an animal horn. And that was supposed to be our last dessert, but Chef Vladimir has brought us one more dessert. This is not on the menu. It's not on the tasting menu. It's never been served. We're the first to try this on the menu here. Well, I mean, not the first, but I'm sure like everybody's tasted it, but at the restaurant. And it includes black caviar. Yes, for the final bites. So it is an absolute honor. Oh, that's like a little caviar sandwich. Again. Again and again. How did it even do that? That's like powdered sugar sweetness with the cheesy saltiness of it's like a cheesecake, but with caviar instead of the cheese. Yeah, that is unbelievable, to be honest with you. Final bite, I take that back. As soon as I was still chewing when he came with a plate of chocolate rabbits, an assortment of chocolate rabbits. That's a lot of chocolate. I think it's mousse on the inside, but it's rich. It's sweet. It is really good. Okay, I can safely say that was my final bite. It almost smells like a kaffir lime leaf. The towel. It feels so good. that does smell like a lime leaf. Okay, and now I will utilize this sofa to the max and just... This is when you really want to make use of the sofa now. I am beyond satisfied. That was such a good meal.
Sao mà không thấy giá cả ha?
There really is no better single word to describe that entire meal than contrast, and that's exactly what the menu is named. But really, it was an outstanding meal. The different dishes, the variety of ingredients, the contrasts of the flavors. And again, I love their philosophy. It's fun, it's family-oriented, it's a great environment, and the food is just... The flavors will blow your mind, the different combinations. Stunning meal at White Rabbit, highly recommended. I want to say a massive thank you to Chef Vladimir and to Boris and to the entire White Rabbit family. Big thank you to you for watching. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below, I'd love to hear from you. And if you're not already subscribed, click subscribe now and also click the little bell icon so that you get notified of the next video that I publish. Thanks again for watching. Good night from Moscow, and I'll see you on the next video. It's a wet and rainy day in St. Petersburg, Russia.
Bây giờ mời các bạn tiếp tục theo chân quanh mặt quen nhé, để trải nghiệm thêm, khám phá thêm một số món ăn của Nga Xô nha. Bây giờ là anh ở cái thành phố Saint Petersburg, cái thành phố khác rồi chứ không phải Moscow nữa.
We're walking on our way to a local market to see some of the fruits and vegetables. I'm not sure if they'll have anything to eat there, but we're going to go check out the local market and yeah, just check it out.
Bây giờ anh đi lại cái chợ nha, để coi lại đó coi.
Okay, and we have arrived to the entrance of the market. And actually, when I was searching for things to do and markets in St. Petersburg, there's actually a lot of different markets, open air markets, flea markets. This is a market, I believe, that has almost everything, and right at the entrance you see clothes, there's backpacks, there's all sorts of stuff. And then I think if we go further into the market, there's beanies, there's socks. I think if we go further into the market, we'll see more of the vegetables, the fruits, the food. This is the type of place you come for bargains on everything, just racks and racks of shoes. Racks and racks of shoes everywhere, jackets, winter apparel. Oh, cool, and now we're coming. Okay, we navigated our way through the lane and now we're coming to the fruits and vegetables.
Cái cây quá trời ha.
We're walking around the inside of the market, and it's lots of things from all over the former Soviet states, I believe, but just an abundance of fruits and vegetables. She is an amazing, the pickles are incredible, the stacks of different pickles, and she just starts handing us different samples. I'm gonna get the whole, okay, taste the whole chili first. Is it spicy? Very good. Okay.
Trái dừa.
Keep handing me pickles. Pickle tasting in Russia, one of my favorite activities. We bought a big bag of pickles, but this is now sampling the pickled garlic. And pickled garlic, this is, I know the monarchs of Russia used to enjoy the pickled garlic.
Tỏi chua.
Wow. Oh yeah. Pickled garlic is incredible. Oh, this one? Oh, okay. Very good. Very good. I think the red garlic is pickled in beet as well to make it that red color.
Tỏi đỏ.
Not too strong. Just like garlic fumes and crisp and juicy and sour and salty. Oh, it's so good, yeah? The garlic. Soup. Oh, from inside. Oh, okay. Oh, they have it inside. Okay. Okay, thank you. At the corner of the market, I saw this. It's just like a little tiny soup hole-in-the-wall restaurant, and I saw a lot of people actually getting soup to take away and just eat. They get a bowl of soup and eat it. Vendors eat it throughout the market, but they serve this main soup, which clear broth. There's big chunks of meat. There's peppers. There's potatoes in here, and then as soon as we ate it, he added a bunch of dill, and I think there's some sour cream that others are eating of it too, but I'm not sure.
Không biết thịt heo hay thịt
Very
bò.
good, and there's some chili too. Nice. But yeah, definitely from
Nó
a
nấu
region,
cũng khoai
maybe
tây
a
với củ
southern
cải
region
đỏ.
of Russia or that area. I'm not totally sure. I really have no idea, but that fresh dill in there smells amazing.
Giống như cái kiểu mình nấu súp mình ăn thường vậy á.
Oh, wow, yes. Oh, is that beef
Khoai tây với
ribs?
củ cải đỏ.
That is like fatty beef ribs. You can feel the fat in the broth. That's thick. That's the dill makes it so refreshing. That's amazing. Oh, okay, okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay, awesome. Okay, I got the sour cream. Uncle is so cool. Oh yes, oh yes. The swirl of sour cream. That is the best, and I'm gonna add in the chili too. Maybe one more. One more just in case. There we go. Beautiful. Look at that broth. Oh, wow. What a salty liquid meat broth. And that dill. And the sour cream and a little bit of chili. Okay, let's try the bread. Oh, that's a solid piece of bread, dude. Really hearty bread. I think I dip it. Oh, there's even chickpeas in here too. Look at that beef rib.
Cái này chắc là cái sườn bò.
It just like slides apart in your mouth.
Sườn bò nó nấu mềm mà.
Talk about a warming broth. And that's the type of chili powder, like it's just a little bit spicy, but you can kind of feel it in the back of your throat.
Anh ăn ớt là thôi là
That
thầy
was
trả
a
luôn.
delicious
Ồ,
soup,
anh ăn
and
sạch
yeah,
bách luôn.
very warming, and those guys were very friendly. No, they didn't speak any English, so it was a little hard to communicate, but finally I got, there was one guy who said, I was trying to ask them where the food is from, where they're from, and then finally I got, they're Tajiks, so that was like Tajik style food, soup, and that was delicious. Yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of sightseeing now around St. Petersburg.
Bên đó thấy có là gà KFC bên đó.
Next up, we have walked over to the Kazan Cathedral, which was completed in 1811. It's one of the most
Dạ,
important
anh đi vô
places in
cái nhà
St.
thờ
Petersburg,
nha.
and it's so iconic. You can see the columns, and it's in like a whole 180-degree half-circle shape. So I'm gonna go try to step inside and take a look on the inside. Just huge on the inside, with altars and with icons of Russian Orthodox. Okay, step outside. I didn't really want to talk very much at all inside, but it's spectacular inside with the dome, the massive dome, and then the different, especially for Russian Orthodox, the different icons that are spread throughout the entire cathedral, and the candles, beautiful environment, beautiful place. We're going to continue walking now to another, what is probably one of the most iconic sites, and it's also a church in all of St. Petersburg. Okay, and so probably one of the most beautiful, spectacular sights in all of St. Petersburg is the Church of the Savior on Spilled Blood with its colorful, again, onion-shaped domes, which are actually the shape of the flame of a candle. But the demonstration of Russian architecture,
Cái kiến trúc ở bên
domes,
nhà nó
the
cũng lạ quá ha.
colors, and unfortunately one of the the domes is within scaffolding being fixed now. So we're just going to look at it from the outside, but it is spectacular. Built from 1883 to 1907, funded by the imperial family. Wow, you can see it with the canal, on the side of the canal, and then now we're getting closer. It's spectacular. Wow, what a church.
Cái kiến trúc nó cũng cổ kính mà nó làm hơi lạ.
Sightseeing tour. This tour of St. Petersburg, we've stopped over. We walked over to St. Isaac's Cathedral, and this was a cathedral built in the early 1900s. And then during the Soviet times, it was converted into a museum, in which it's still a museum today. Just the magnitude of it. The very European
Bây giờ thì nó đã trở thành cái viện bảo tàng rồi.
The size of the dome, and you can see, if you look up, you can see it's popular to, because it's a museum, you can go inside, they have this little staircase that connects to the dome, and you can walk around the dome, I believe. I don't think I'll have the time to do that, but it is very cool to see, and you can see all the people walking up there as well. It's spectacular. I'm gonna continue walking more towards the main river, and also towards a couple more iconic monuments that we've got to see. We've got to see it in St. Petersburg, and then after that, we're gonna go for a big dinner.
Bây giờ là ảnh sẽ đi ăn.
And in the park
ăn bữa tối
in
nha.
front of the Isaac's Cathedral is the Bronze Horseman. This is a sculpture of Peter the Great, and it's so important because Peter the Great is the founder of St. Petersburg, and so it's become a symbol of the city. Over to the banks of the Neva River, connects to the Baltic Sea. We're very close. St. Petersburg is on the Baltic Sea and the Gulf of Finland, and this is the main waterway, and then canals come off of this main river because St. Petersburg is known for its canals. Sometimes it's even known as the Venice of the North. Because of its extensive canal system that runs through the city. That's about enough sightseeing. The weather has not been on our side today, so I think it's time for dinner. And I got reservations at 5 p.m., which is in like 30 minutes for a restaurant where, it's going to be an amazing meal to end this food tour and this sightseeing tour of St. Petersburg. Ready to eat. Wow, that is a massive menu. But this restaurant is at the Russian Vodka Museum, and I know it has another Russian name, but maybe translating the same. But their food is, top-notch food here.
Cái nhà hàng này để coi có ảnh ăn cái gì nha.
Thank you very much. Presentation in Russia so far has just been beautiful. The way they decorate and just simple, but just arranging things. There was one appetizer that stood out that I had to try, which is a Siberian style of frozen fish. So in parts of Siberia where it just never thaws out, it's always frozen, stroganina, and it's a delicacy of the north. Oh yeah, they're already starting to thaw, so you gotta eat it fast. Very thin. Curled fish, frozen fish.
Cái đó là cái gì không biết luôn.
Delicious. For like just crunches. It sounds kind of weird because it's frozen, but it sort of melts in your mouth. Like melts like ice. It's like ice melting fish.
Cái đó là nó đông đá nha.
Okay. And then the double shot. Ying, are you toasting with me? That is awesome, in ice cups. So I guess you can't wait too long to drink this. Cheers. Cheers. Very smooth. That's as cold as possible. Snacks. These are the vodka pickle snacks, and in Russia, pickles often go very well. I mean, they do go very well with vodka, but they're often accompanied with vodka. And these are some of my favorite pickles in the world. Just lightly pickled, just a
Ở
couple days, so
bên
they're
xứ
not
Nga
sour,
nó
they're
lạnh,
just salty, crunchy, crispy, a
nên
little
tất
bit
cả
salty,
những
taste the gum.
cái đồ mà về trái cây này nọ thì nó hay làm chua như vậy nhiều lắm, chứ không thôi là
Oh, the garlic just like
mùa đông nó hư hết.
erupts out of it. The best. I love them. This is called kolodet, I believe, and it is the Russian meat jelly. Something I haven't tried yet in Russia, so I had to try it. It's served with mustard and I believe horseradish on the side. And I don't know if you can just eat it like a pudding. Oh wow! Oh, that is jelly. That is sticky jelly. Oh, then I think there's actually meat on the bottom of it, or maybe organs. I think it's like the coagulated juices and broth and probably some of the collagen just coagulating all together to create the jelly. And I think you can also eat it with bread. I'll taste a little bit. That is meat jam. I'll go some mustard first. It's very cool and very refreshing. And that is like straight like meat, pulled pork or pulled meat. With the mustard, that's way better. Next up, the soups have arrived. I got two different soups. One, the dark colored one, is Russian mushroom soup. I'm thinking wild mushrooms, and mushrooms are very known throughout Russia and throughout Russian cuisine, and they have amazing mushrooms, so fragrant. And then another, I got the borscht, which is Ukrainian in origin, but popular all over Russia. That color, yeah, I just love borscht. It's so good. That's why it's so popular and so widespread. So I had to try their borscht as well. And you can see that beet red color. There's cabbage in there. And usually it's supposed to be smoked meat, I believe.
Này là cà chua đã trộn với thịt bằm
And
ha.
just taste it first before adding the sour cream.
Không biết nó làm gì.
This one actually, the beet flavor is stronger, more pronounced than other
Cái
versions
nhà
I've had,
hàng
rather
này
than
á,
the sour cabbage.
mấy cái món của nó
It's like
không giống
sweet
như cái
and
nhà
earthy
hàng hồi
from the
nãy.
beef. And a hint of sourness and the slightly smoky meat. It's good. Yeah, it's again fantastic, but then every borscht is different. You'll never find two similar exactly the same borscht.
Cái nhà hàng hồi nãy á,
That's the creaminess it needs.
là
Next
món
up
nào
for the
cũng độc
mushroom
đáo
soup,
à.
that dark broth. There's maybe a mix of
Cái
mushrooms in
nhà hàng
there and
này á,
some
nó
carrots, it
nhiều
looks like,
món
and
mà
then also some
nó
dill on top as well.
thấy không có cái gì mà độc đáo hết.
Oh, the mushroom soup is the winner. With the mashed potatoes. Thank you very much.
Đây coi anh đưa cái món gì đây. Bây giờ
Got
là
two main dishes. One of them is the fillets of pike perch, which he says is local from a
có
lake
cái lạ
nearby.
nè.
Looks like it's kind of shallow
Cái này
fried.
cá,
served
cá đi chiên á,
looks like a
với
sour
lại
cream
khoai
sauce
tây
and then
chiên.
potatoes. That looks good, really good and really fresh. And yeah, he said the fish is fresh. It's not frozen. That's local
Còn
fish.
cái chén kia là
I just could not resist
thịt bò hay
the
gì á.
temptation to order their stroganoff. Stroganoff is truly one of the great dishes from Russia to the world. And so we got the beef stroganoff with mashed potatoes. It comes in a little bowl on its own, and it's you open
Cái
the
đó là
lid,
khoai
and that's
tây,
like
khoai
it's
tây
like a
nghiền.
pretty thick version of stroganoff. There might be some, yeah, there's a little bit. I mean, the cream is at the bottom, but then it's a thick sauce. Oh, and you get more of the sauce on the bottom there. Okay.
Coi cái
Oh,
này,
yeah, it is saucy down there, but thick. Look at that.
cái này là cái gì không biết luôn.
Oh yeah. That's like borderline unbelievably rich. So creamy. What I like about their version of stroganoff is that you really taste the flavor of the mushrooms. You could drink that sauce out
Không
of
phải
a
thịt
cup.
đó, nó là nấm rơm. Nấm rơm rồi nó đổ
That's another award-winning stroganoff in
giống như
Russia.
kem
And the
vậy á.
pike perch.
Nó kêu là cream á, nó đổ vô trong. Còn cái này mới là cá nè. Cá chiên.
So, it's a little bit plain because it's not seasoned. I think the seasoning is in the sauce. Yeah,
Đây là phô
definitely what
mai.
makes it is the freshness of that fish. That tastes like maybe it's a tartar sauce though. I don't know if it's sour cream or mayonnaise. came to 5,822
Ồ, nhưng mà
rubles.
91 đô nha. Trời ơi. Mà cũng mắc quá
That
trời.
was, yeah, an outstanding meal actually. Great dining experience, great experience. And I want to say a big thank you for watching this video. Please remember to give it a thumbs up if
Chào
you
các
enjoyed
bạn
it.
nha. Tới đây là hết rồi.
I'd love to hear from you, and if you're not already
Sẽ gặp lại sau.
subscribed, you can click subscribe and also click the little bell icon so that you get notified of the next video that I publish. Thanks again for watching. Goodbye from St. Petersburg, and I'll see you on the next video.